Alright, let's do it. Part 3, welcome back to Digital Poker Felt. Playing on a new site today compared to the one that I've been playing on the last few videos. Trying it out. I like the setup with this site that I can adjust my stack to show how many big blinds I have. I'm Fingers, an unemployed radio guy, not a professional poker player. Just messing around with these cheap stack tournaments online. Again, I live in the Tampa Bay area. There are a number of card rooms around, so I'm not limited to just online. If anything, I've been playing in the poker rooms way too often, so this I'm doing just to experiment with the video, play around with it, and provide you with some content. This is the type of stuff I enjoy watching on YouTube, so kind of offering it up to you also. Coming along for the ride. I do try and stick to a kind of GTO strategy pre-flop, but if you've been watching part 1 and 2 of this tournament, you can tell I've been going a little off rails, a little unorthodox. It's gotten me into trouble. Did have to re-enter the beginning of part 2 for the terrible call that I made at the end of part 1. The Brazilian guy had a set of fives, and I was representing a flush that I didn't actually have, and managed to make a pair of kings on the river. And for his shove all in, I should have folded. I mean, we don't need to have discussions in the comments down below about that. I realize I was terrible there. But again, him being Brazilian, I thought he was probably being a little overly aggressive. It's been a number of years since I've played online, and to me, the Brazilians used to play kind of like the Northern Europeans and get a little out of line with any two cards and go crazy. Kind of like hyper aggression with some testosterone poured in. So maybe times have changed. Maybe Brazilians have calmed down a bit. Maybe they're following GTO strategies now. Again, it's been decades, because again, I used to play a lot of online poker back in the PokerStars days, back in the Full Tilt days, and not that much online since they had pulled out of the US. This site that I'm playing on, I'm not sponsoring them, I'm not promoting them, I do not have an affiliate link or any connection to them. I'm just using them to create the content, same as the other site that I was playing on. Not to say that I won't go back and play in the other one either. This one I have to actually download the software locally to my Mac, whereas the other site I was able to play on them via a web browser. This seems a little more stable playing it on the software. I mean, as stable as online poker can get. I mean, you can lose your internet connection. Things can happen. But on the other site, playing it through the browser, quite often the browser likes to squawk at me that I am using up too much power, the browser's eating up too much power. Let's see, we're at 24 big blinds. 105 of 143. Still have 4 levels before registration closes, though. And we're facing a raise from under the gun +1. I doubt this is good enough to play, especially being offsuit. Yeah. Again, let's try and play a little more conservative. Let's stick to the GTO charts, the GTO strategy. I mean, there's been a few instances where I've gone off range and it's worked out for me, but there's been, I think, more times that it has not. Again, weak aces. I'm not a fan of them, especially if they're not suited. Instead of playing guessing games. I wonder what the charts would say about this. Facing a raise from under the gun. Alright, let's be stupid and just call. If we're lucky, one of these guys will shove to put the squeeze play on. Now, what kind of nines could he have in his range? We have the ace of spades. So even if he has king queen here, we've still got him beat. If he has pocket kings, we're crushed. Let's try and inflate the pot a little bit. I was hoping he had at least the king. Alright, under the gun +1. Is a suited king 10 good enough? Hell yeah, it is. We're still right around that starting stack range, though. We really need to see something happen soon. Go deep or go broke. Actually, the way I've been playing a lot recently has been go deep and go broke. US. Maybe I should have checked on the turn versus her earlier. Oh, this is definitely going to be multi-way. Alright, King Jack and every king higher than King 10 beats me right now. We got straight draws, flush draws. Probably should check, but I want to keep the aggression from my position. I mean, somebody could shove with the open-ended straight draw, somebody could shove with the flush draws, something like this. Now I just have to hope my hand holds. Alright. Yeah, flush draw, and I knew. Yeah. Well. I wonder what would have happened if I had checked it on the flop. He possibly would have still shoved, but then I would have folded. Yeah, start up the discussions in the comments down below on that hand. The King 10 suited, did I misplay it? I mean, it's a fine line. It was suited, the charts say you should play it from there. But betting it on the flop, is that where I went wrong? Should I have tried to check it through? Because of how wet the board was. So this is part 3. We're under 10 big blinds now. And are we going to be solo big blind now? Yeah. 3-5 offsuit. actually know me, you know that 3-5 suited is actually my favorite hand. But unlike a lot of the maniacs out there, just because I have my favorite hand does not mean you should play it. And right here, well, I'm still looking and I didn't even realize he had moved all in. Being offsuit, do not call the raise, but if it had been suited,